all around by Steven Adams, and I've read a lot. You seem to disagree about this, but I read a lot about his rebounding issues, and it's becoming prominent apparently. You want to give some insight on this?
All right, so my thing with Mitchell Robinson is he's a second-round pick. Second-round picks, you don't expect much, especially not their first year. And he's starting. That's pretty impressive. He's blocked 9 shots in a game already.
Sure.
He's a great shot blocker. In one game, yeah. He set the rookie record for the Knicks.
I did see that.
And then the last player to do that, actually, was Nerlens Noel.
And didn't he tie Dikembe Mutombo and Patrick Ewing's record for blocks in a single game? By Nick.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, he tied them.
Yeah.
The thing with my biggest gripe with people is whenever the Knicks lose, there's always the media getting on them. Right now, it's a process. Mitchell Robinson is 20.
You gotta trust it.
I'm not gonna do the Sixers thing, but you gotta. You just gotta wait like a season. Like, yeah, we've been like pretty bad for the last couple years.
Yes.
But this season, there's some promising things. Like,
you know what? I can watch this team now. I watched them a little bit because it was cool to watch BEZ, especially watch Trey Burks just being modern AI last year. But it's different. You have something to look forward to.
Because these guys are the same age as like freshman college students.
Are they the youngest team besides the Lakers?
Yeah, they're the youngest.
Are they younger than the Lakers? They might be now.
If they start, I believe one game, if they started, I think if they started Trier instead of Hardaway, they would have the youngest lineup out in NBA history. Their average age would have been like 23 or something. Like of the whole lineup.
It had to be younger than that.
I forgot what the exact number was, but we have an extremely young team this year. Like Mitchell Robinson, you could see
Cantor.
I hate this Cantor.
Yeah, we'll go on some gripes about people we really don't like on this team.
Yeah,
would you want continue about Mr. Robinson?
For Mitchell Robinson, look, you could look at the guy. He looks like a 7 foot
who would win in a back down battle, him or Porzingis?
Porzingis.
Would it be fun to? Would it be a sight to see?
Porzingis would easily be able to.
It's no Shaq backing down Ben Wallace, but
it's Mitchell. Porzingis is 240. Mitchell looks
rubbing 2 sticks together basically.
Yeah, but watching Steven Adams just absolutely even the.
Steven Adams is probably the strongest player in the league easily.
Oh, easily.
Either him or
It's just
Dwight Howard.
It's just disheartening to see your starting center just get moved like that, and you could see it on his face too that he had no answer.
But would you rather him or Cantor in that spot?
I mean, it's either Steven Adams just scores on Cantor.
Obviously, Cantor's stronger.
Cantor's a lot stronger, but his defense is so bad.
And it's not that Robinson's defense is great. It's better.
And but
he's not strong.
He's not strong.
It's a trade-off right now.
If you give him like a little more like.
Would you put Porzingis on him? If Porzingis is healthy and you got him and Mitch out on the court, you put Porzingis on him?
Yeah, I put Porzingis just because of the fact that he wouldn't be able to just go over Porzingis.
Exactly.
Porzingis is 7'3".
He's got 3 inches on him.
There should be helping off though. The Thunder aren't that good of a 3-point shooting team.
No, not at all.
There should have been help. It's just a young team. You got to. It's growing.
Who's playing the power? The Vonleh?
Probably Vonleh.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, the Thunder just aren't that good of a 3-point shooting team.
I like Vonleh. He's been playing good.
Vonleh, yeah, he's actually been doing pretty well. Is he going to be on the roster in like 2 or 3 years?
I'd like him to be.
Yeah, I think he'd be a great.
He needs a little bit of a deep ball game, which he has absolutely none of. But
oh yeah, he's really a playmaking forward, but yeah, if he was able to shoot it, open up his game a lot more. He's a great rebounder too. He's averaging about.
He's a big boy. He's a strong guy. We'll go into some people we really don't like and we'd like to see gone. So when you let's just say we go into 2K. Name some players you when we make in my league. Who do you trade immediately?
The first player I trade usually is Moutier. Just because I don't like him. The thing is that Moutier has a 6'5" body at the point guard position. Anyone at that 6'5" at the point guard is going to have an advantage.
Yeah.
He's pretty strong too. He's not like he's skinny like Sean Livingston. He's a pretty built guy. He's quick. He's got the athleticism.
He's very athletic.
He just doesn't have the basketball IQ to run the point. He has basketball IQ. He's just very inconsistent when he uses it.
And he can't hit 2 shots in a row.
No, he can't.
What's funny is I saw some article about Walt Frazier reacting to the first time he ever saw Moutier hit 2 shots in a row.
Walt's a savage, man. Really watching him, it's sad that he's taking a little vacation right now. And Zerbiak's been doing pretty good too.
Wally?
He's just disgusted by some of the stuff that goes on.
Oh yeah, you have to be. So besides Moutier, obviously you gotta get rid of Courtney Lee.
I trade Courtney Lee just because of the contract. I really like Courtney Lee actually.
The contract's too big though.
Yeah, the contract.
Lance Thomas.
And he's 32.
Try and move Lance Thomas. Every team could use defensive forward.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy Lance too. It's just,
but he doesn't fit on this team.
No, him and Courtney Lee, they're 32. They're making more than $7 million.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney Lee making 12. There's just no need for them to be on the team.
What is Lance?
Especially
7
right
or
now.
8? 7 or 8?
Yeah, Lance is $7 million. He had a team option last year, which is just idiotic. So did Ron Baker, apparently. I mean, no. They had a player option, which is
I was gonna say, yeah.
A team option would be great. I wish.
Yeah, they don't give it team options anymore unless it's like a rookie. But
even Baker, honestly, Baker comes in with energy. He just doesn't have the skill.
Right.
He just can't.
He plays hard.
He plays hard. I respect it. He's still in the NBA. He probably gets clowned every game for his hair though.
Oh, did you see the kids that showed up to the game all dressed as Ron Baker?
Like, it must be weird to be an NBA player and know
Looks
that
like Jackie Moon.
Yeah, and just know that you're a meme.
Yeah.
But still going out to play and actually Fizdale likes him too.
Yeah, well, that grit and grind kind of style that he has, I can see that.
Who do you not like on the Knicks? Who would you get rid of?
Obviously, like we stated before, you got to get rid of Courtney Lee, Lance Thomas. Who else?
Would you
Hazonia.
say? Yeah.
I'm not a big Hazonia guy. I think he's all right.
Hazonia's got the potential.
He's not living up to it though.
No, he's
he
not.
has not showed anything and especially when Porzingis comes back, how good is Hazonia gonna be?
He's not a bad backup small forward. I would take him honestly on the bench.
He reminds me just of a worse Dario Saric.
Yeah, he's really inconsistent. Some
exactly.
Some shots
That's
that'll
what
hit.
We need. We need consistency.
Some shots that'll hit. I'll drop my jaw honestly. I'll be like, how the hell did Mario Hazonia just hit a fadeaway 3-pointer and then blow a wide open layup the next play?
I know. And then who else? So the big guy I really would like to move. Well, before we get to the big guy I'd like to move. In my mind, you gotta weigh your options with Trey Burke.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
I like Trey Burke, but he's just not getting minutes.
He doesn't. Yeah, exactly. We have too many point guards right now, and if you get Ntilikina, and you maybe get Kemba in the offseason, then there's no spot for Trey Burke, and especially with Schroeder there too.
Especially right now, we have about 4. You could say 3.
We have like 12 guards.
Way too many guards.
Yeah, not 12 guards literally, but
probably I'd say at least
5, 6.
And that.
Ron Baker?
Yeah, you got Ron Baker, Lee, Hardaway,
Ntilikina,
Trier, Moutier, Trey. That's
like 7 right there.
That's 7. That shouldn't.
Damian Dotson
at
the shooting guard, small forward.
He's a shooting guard. I don't know. They have to play him at the small forward because you have no one else.
That's 8 guards right there. It's crazy. So I really like Trey Burke, but I think the most value you'll get out of him is with a trade right now. You let him walk for nothing. You're not getting anything. You can get Trae Young, decent piece. You can second-round pick out of him.
I hope so. He hasn't been playing. He hasn't been getting the minutes. It's obviously because of his defense. Watching him and Cantor defend a pick and roll is I just cringe.
He's AI.
He looks like AI. I'll give him that. He
shoots the mid-range like AI.
He's a deadly mid-range shooter. He's a pretty good three-point shooter too. He's great on the offensive end. It's just he's too small. He can't be a starting point guard. Especially in today's game. You have to be able to defend. You're going to go up against a marquee matchup.
It's not early 2000s,
Oh, yeah. If it was an isolation era,
yeah,
he could probably be a 6-man or even start for some teams.
Now, we'll go into the big boy now, who I really want to get rid of. And I like him. I think most of you can infer. It might be controversial, and I feel like I've swayed you onto this topic.
Mm-hmm.
But moving Cantor.
If you could move him this season, I don't know what team would take him for 17
Because I don't think
1 year?
In an era where players get overpaid, I don't want to give Cantor a $20 million contract, which I don't know if he deserves it necessarily. I'm not sure, but I'm not willing to give it to him.
I don't know what his asking price. Honestly, I really don't.
Was he making now 25?
No, he's making about 17 now, or 7. It's either 17 or.
I think there's a team that's out there that's willing to pay 20 for him.
If they're willing to pay 20, go for it.
But
I'm not. No, definitely not. Right.
That's why I say trade him, and I think he would take a $20 million contract.
I don't know what return he would have, but
you could maybe get a late first for him.
Whatever makes the team worse this season, because right now we need that pick to be top 5.
You know who he'd look good with?
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah, he actually. Really did. They just got Tyson. They just got JaVale. Their defense is pretty bad, but they could use the offense.
They could really use some veteran style offense, but I don't know how well him and
LeBron. No.
The Queen would. The Queen, the Princess, the King, whatever you call yourself.
Him and LeBron would probably not get along well. Honestly, I could see him going back to OKC in free agency. Him and Steven Adams have a great relationship.
Liked it there, yeah.
And he was really appreciated by the fans.
Oh yeah.
Here he's appreciated in like a different way. Like
everyone likes Cantor here, but like. It's one of those things where
we're New Yorkers. We're gonna tell him like we like you, but we're not gonna pay you $20 million.
Yeah.
Like we hate your defense, but when you score, cool.
And we also like he doesn't. It's not. He doesn't have. He's got a great offensive game.
I think we've seen his ceiling. I don't see him getting up right now. He's getting.
I can see him getting better on offense. He's just not gonna get better. He will not get better defense. Once
he gets consistent with his 3-pointer. And can kind of space out the floor with that a little bit. He's taken a couple this year.
So what would you trade him for? Would you trade him for a second? So if
a second round for Enes Kanter, because we got Cantor and we traded away Melo, who at the time was a pretty big piece.
Decent piece.
You could still argue that he was like, I don't know. I'd probably like a top 10 small forward at the time. Yeah, he was the New York Knicks like second best player at the time.
Oh yeah.
For Cantor at least, if you trade him, I don't think the Knicks would trade him. I think they're confident they can get him on a cheaper deal.
I don't think so.
It's either they're gonna.
Would you spend 15 on
him? No, not next year.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting him under 15.
I'd be fine with letting. I think we have enough assets where I'd be fine letting him walk than rather take on another player.
Yeah, but you could trade him for a second and get, something. I mean. Eat the contract for the rest of this year.
Again, I just see the Knicks just letting him walk.
But I see it too, but I just want to get. I want to get some value out of him. Not saying that he doesn't bring any value to the team now. It's just send him away, get a piece, and add to
start those picks like the Celtics, man, like a squirrel in hibernation.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge got all those acorns. We need some more acorns. We actually have a lot of good pieces. I'm very happy.
I am very satisfied.
My expectations going into next season
into this season, I wasn't happy, and then you started seeing all these young guys like Vonleh getting picked up. Like I really
Trier changed the game for me, man.
Trier did.
I watched him in the summer league. I thought he was booty. He did not pass. He shot below 30%. His 3-ball was off.
He's really shooting well now.
Now he's shooting 50 and 45.
Yeah.
He doesn't take that many threes a game, but when he takes them, he takes about 3. He probably hits.
He's a good shooter. Smart shooter.
Yeah, he sometimes forces the issue inside. He's a smart shooter, but he forces the issue inside sometimes, which I'm fine with because that's he's only 22. I want to say 21. Let him keep let him keep developing because right now. Teams have to prep for him. He's one of the only rookies. There's a lot of rookies averaging double figures so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging double. He's the only one on the Knicks. Kevin Knox has been injured.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got a great handle. He's going to be a good combo guard for us in the future, coming off the bench.
Definitely. Good 6-man. Seemed like a JR, but a smarter JR.
Exactly.
Maybe not as athletic or.
Next year especially, I don't think he would start I
like him as a 6-man coming off the bench, especially if we got. Let's say we get Kemba.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we get Kemba. You got to run him point guard and then Nilly at the 2. And then you got him coming off the bench. Doesn't give you a lot of defense. Like that's a great defensive team. If we got, let's say we get Kemba, you got Ntilikina.
Okay.
You got Porzingis at the 4, and then. Small forward and center is really what we're looking for.
What would you rather? Would you rather have Kevin Knox play the 4 or would you rather play him the 3?
If we get Zion, which I really want to get, then we have to play him at the 4.
How hype are you for Zion?
Extremely.
If we don't get him,
I want him.
Would you take one of the other two players?
I would trade up for him in a heartbeat. I like RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett looks good, man.
But he doesn't look as good as Zion.
No,
Zion is the piece we need.
Good.
Zion is the piece we need. The small forward.
After watching Zion's mixtapes, you'd think oh, that's cool. He could dunk on 5'9" white guys. Sure. He gets to Duke. He's making incredible passes. He might be if he goes to the NBA.
I've never seen such acceleration from a player, and he is 280 pounds.
He would be the second heaviest player in the league.
Yeah. I've never seen I was watching the first team, and you just see the way he pops off from his his triple threat, and it's just crazy.
Do you think that if he goes in, like, let's say in the NBA next year, would you put him as the best athlete in the NBA? I think you got him in Charles Barkley's body, but you have LeBron James's hops. He's able to look into the room when he dunks consistently.
Yeah.
There's never been a combination like that.
Athleticism isn't a huge thing for me, but it's definitely an addition. It's definitely something I'm.
Oh, him! I think even if he struggles at first, his athleticism will put him ahead over.
Yeah. The one thing I'm worried about him is to see how well his stamina is through 81 games, because he is a heavy boy.
Yeah, he might have to slim down.
And what do you play in college? Like 30? 30 games? 35?
About. Yeah. And he hasn't been playing a lot of minutes either. Because they've been blowing everyone out. But he's still getting his numbers, though. He's still averaging about 20
I'd like to see how well his stamina is able to keep up. Like, I know he's an amazing athlete, but a lot of it's explosion, and that comes from muscle, you know? And you have to see how his stamina holds up, because 280 pounds, running down the court 81 games, you know, for 30 minutes, like they probably
especially for him too, because you know he loves to push it on the fast break.
Exactly, and imagine him, 280 pounds, 30 minutes a game for 81 games.
Hopefully,
it's a lot.
He would probably have to play the 4. I don't think he would be able to. I
put Knox at the. Oh, would you switch? He's too small.
It really is a toss-up. But it's a toss-up.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Porzingis can make up for the lost height.
Yeah, Porzingis.
So if you run Porzingis to the 5, but you need the muscle for Porzingis then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he's just gonna get bodied by centers. That's the only bad thing.
If anyone can even back him down, he's too he has 30 pounds on LeBron. Yeah. He's got 30. He's got.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Zion?
Yeah, we're still talking about Zion.
Yeah. Oh, it was because I was just saying Porzingis. I'd like him to grow. The only way I feel comfortable with Porzingis at the 5 is if he gained a little muscle. Because then you can have Zion because he's got the muscle but the lost height. But then you got Porzingis, who has the height and no muscle.
And let's not forget, Kevin Knox is a good 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, that's why I like him. He's tall and long. He reminds me of a tall Ntilikina.
Yeah, Knox on the defensive end.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him play
No, I just mean as a player in general. They're very similar.
Yeah, they're very lengthy. Ntilikina. He's 6'6".
You know what I like seeing out of
Ntilikina?
What? He's starting to drive to the basket.
Yes.
And he's doing it successfully.
Finally.
He looks good.
I
told you I love this kid.
As much as I'm gonna miss his step backs with no one on him when he has a clear lane to the paint and then bricking the shot.
But here's the thing. That's the transition from the European League over to the United States. He's definitely learning the game a lot better, and he's probably the smartest player we have on this team right now. You know.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's got the defensive just because of his defense. If his offense never evolves from averaging 6 points, maybe 4 assists. I
think he can. He's shown improvements.
I hope it definitely will. He's only 20.
Look at his 3-point percent. Look at his 3-pointer alone.
He's shooting about.
And you're seeing this 30. Driving ability, which it was non-existent last year. He couldn't finish. He couldn't go. He wouldn't contact at all last year.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'd say he's worth it just because of his defense. Mm-hmm. And whatever that's what I thought of him as when he first came in,
pure lockdown.
Pure lockdown defender, and then whatever you get on the offense is a little bonus. Now he's becoming as I see him become more of a complete player, I see him in the starting point guard role.
And don't forget, he's only 20. He's a young 20 too. He just turned 20. So
he's younger than a lot of. He was the youngest rookie last year.
Yes.
He's younger than most of the rookies this year, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna. Yeah, we just gotta be patient with him.
Exactly.
The patience is the key to the rebuild, and I'm really glad that the front office actually
process the trust.
Yeah. Do you think the Sixers are gonna be mad about that if the Knicks take that?
You have to hear Joel Embiid. Oh, talk about that. That was our saying. I'm Joel Embiid. I trash talk on Instagram.
He does trash talk a lot. I like JoJo, but
yeah,
he really does. Yeah,
loves his trash talk, but
I wouldn't go against him personally because he would just make fun of the Knicks. Everyone can make fun of the Knicks. I feel like
he'd probably kick the crap out of us. He'd pull a Bane.
Exactly, yeah.
Just lift us up and drop us on his knee.
Oh yeah, we both have broken backs. We'd be at 90-degree angles, but at least we get to see him. And Ben Simmons just start throwing bricks at us.
I was born in the darkness. But in his stupid voice that he's got.
And he's got the black mask on from when he broke his face. Right. He got Marco Fultz in the background trying to shoot a basketball come on. Did you see that when he pump faked on the free throw line like Chuck Hayes?
Yes, I did see that. I don't know what that was.
That is all mental for him, man. He's got a, and then he got rid of his trainer, Drew Hanlon, who was pretty. He's like renowned amongst NBA players as a good trainer. So that's a little weird.
We'll go into overall basketball later, but we'll wrap this one up about the Knicks.
All right. So all right.
We'll finish up later about just over. I'd like to do one just on basketball, like the whole thing, excluding like going over what's going on with the Rockets and the
Warriors,
especially the Lakers, and talk about Philly. So we'll do that podcast next.
So to make a long story short, did I say short?
Short.
Yeah, whatever. The Knicks, their future is bright. We're gonna have a top 5 pick. We're gonna have hopefully 2 max spots next year.
Boogie, bring in Boogie. We want Boogie. Boogie is the one player I want. I want Boogie. Imagine Boogie at the 5, Porzingis at the 4. You got Zion at the 3, and you can put Kevin Knox at the shooting guard for all I care. Ntilikina at the point guard. Don't care about Kemba at that point.
That team would do some work in the East. Yeah. I think this is the last year we're not making the playoffs. I hope. If we don't make the playoffs again next year, I
trust the process.
Trust it. If the process doesn't
trust.
A lot of Knicks fans are gonna they're not patient enough. If we don't make the playoffs next year, I think a lot of them are gonna complain on Twitter. There's nothing they could do about it, but probably be like, I hate you, Steve Mills.
Yeah, Steve Perry Mills, I hate you.
Phil Jackson, where are you? I'm not even on the team anymore.
All right, but Tony and Foley.
Tony and Foley signing off.
Signing off.